Here's the excuse that keeps millions of English learners silent for years. I would practice speaking, but I have no one to talk to, no partner, no native friend, no one to practice with. So they wait, sometimes for years, for the perfect speaking partner to magically appear. And in the meantime, they never open their mouth and their speaking never improves. But here is a freeing truth. You do not need another person to practice speaking. Your mouth and your brain need the practice, the reps, the movement, and you can give them all of that, completely alone, starting today. Speaking is a physical skill, and physical skills are built by doing, with or without an audience. Let's look at 7 ways to practice speaking English, all by yourself. Think about how a musician practices. They do not wait for a concert hall and an audience to pick up their instrument. They practice alone, in a quiet room, for hours, long before anyone ever hears them. Speaking a language is the same. The real work happens alone, in private, building the muscle, so that one day, in a real conversation, the words come out easily. So here are 7 methods to practice speaking on your own, with a small practice for each. None of them need a partner, an app, or money. They only need your own voice, and a few minutes a day. First, simply talk to yourself, out loud. This is the simplest and most powerful method of all. Just speak English to yourself when you are alone. It sounds strange at first. We feel silly talking to an empty room. But think about why it works so well. The single biggest barrier to speaking is the fear of making a mistake in front of someone. When you are alone, that fear is completely gone. There is no one to judge you. There's no one to judge you. So you can speak freely, make 100 mistakes, and try again with zero pressure. Your mouth gets to practice the physical movements of English, and your brain gets to practice pulling words out quickly, all in a totally safe, private space. The empty room is the most patient, least judgmental teacher you will ever have. So this week, start talking to yourself in English, a little each day. In the shower, while you cook, while you get dressed. Talk about your plans, your feelings, anything at all. It does not have to be perfect or even make sense. The goal is simply to move your mouth and let the English flow, with no one watching. A few minutes of this every day will do more for your speaking than weeks of silent study. Second, narrate your life as it happens. This is a wonderful way to make talking to yourself feel natural. Simply describe what you are doing out loud in English as you do it. I'm making a cup of tea. I'm putting the water in the kettle. Now I am waiting for it to boil. It feels almost childish, and that is exactly why it works. It is how children first learn to speak, by naming the world around them. Narrating your life forces you to find the English words for the ordinary things you do every day, the very words you will actually need in real conversations. And because you are describing simple, familiar actions, you are never stuck for ideas. The whole day becomes one long, gentle speaking lesson. So pick one daily activity and narrate it out loud in English. Cooking dinner, getting ready in the morning, tidying a room. Just describe each small step as you do it. When you do not know a word, that is a gift. You have just found a useful word to look up later. Tomorrow, narrate the same activity again and use the new words. Slowly, the language of your everyday life becomes yours. Third, shadow a speaker you would love to sound like. We have mentioned shadowing before because it is simply that good. Here is how it works. Alone. You take a short piece of audio from a person whose English you admire, and you repeat what they say out loud, copying their exact sounds, their rhythm, and their melody as closely as you can. It is like singing along to a song you love. Shadowing trains your mouth to make the real shapes of natural English, not the stiff, separate words from a textbook. And it improves your pronunciation, your intonation, and your speed all at once. You are borrowing the patterns of a fluent speaker and slowly making them your own. So choose 30 seconds of audio from someone you would love to sound like. A favorite actor, a creator, a calm narrator. Play one short line, then copy it out loud, matching their music as closely as you can. Then do it again. 5 minutes a day. You are not just learning words. You are training your mouth to move the way a fluent speaker's mouth moves, until one day it simply does. Fourth, record yourself and listen back. This one is uncomfortable, but it is incredibly powerful. Take out your phone and record yourself speaking English for 1 minute. Talk about your day or describe a picture, anything. Then listen back to it. Almost no one likes the sound of their own recorded voice, so be kind to yourself. But as you listen, you become your own teacher. You will hear the words you stumble on. You will notice the sounds that are not quite right. You will catch the mistakes you never knew you were making while speaking. This is feedback you simply cannot get any other way, all by yourself. And over weeks, comparing old recordings to new ones, you will hear with your own ears how far you have come. So, once a week, record yourself speaking English for 1 minute on any topic. Then listen back, gently, like a kind coach, not a harsh critic. Notice one thing you could improve, just one, and keep the recording. A month from now, record again, and listen to both. Hearing your own clear progress is one of the most motivating things in all of language learning. Fifth, think in English inside your own head. Not all speaking practice has to be out loud. A huge amount of fluency is built in the quiet voice inside your mind. Most learners think in their first language and then translate into English at the last second, which makes speaking slow and difficult. So train the inner voice instead. Throughout the day, try to let your private thoughts happen in English. What should I have for lunch? I need to remember to call her. This is taking forever. This is taking forever. When your inner monologue runs in English, you are practicing the exact skill of forming English thoughts instantly, which is the real engine of speaking. And the best part is, no one can hear you, so you can practice all day long, anywhere, even in a crowded room in total silence. So this week, gently catch your own thoughts, and try to switch them into English. You will not manage all of them, and that is fine. Just nudge your inner voice toward English again and again. Start with simple thoughts, describing things, making small plans. The more your mind quietly thinks in English, the faster the words will come when you finally open your mouth to speak. Sixth, read aloud to train your mouth. Reading silently trains your eyes, but reading out loud trains your mouth. And your mouth is what you actually use to speak. So take any English text, a book, an article, the subtitles of a show, and read it aloud, slowly and clearly. This does something special. The words and grammar are already correct, written by a fluent writer, so you do not have to worry about what to say. You can put all of your attention onto how to say it. The sounds, the rhythm, the flow. It is like having training wheels for speaking. The thinking is done for you, so your mouth is free to simply practice the physical act of producing good English. So each day, read one short paragraph of English out loud. Go slowly. Try to make the words sound smooth and connected, not stiff and separate. If a sentence feels clumsy in your mouth, read it again and again until it flows. You are physically training the muscles of speech, with perfect words handed to you for free. A few minutes of reading aloud, daily, will make your spoken English noticeably smoother. Seventh, and finally, describe what you see around you. This is a fun game you can play anytime, anywhere, in complete silence or out loud. Look around you, right now, and describe what you see, in English. The cup on the table is half full. A man in a blue coat is walking past the window. The light is soft this afternoon. It sounds simple, but it is a powerful exercise, because it forces you to find real English words, quickly, for the actual world in front of you. You discover the gaps in your vocabulary instantly. Oh, I do not know the word for that. And you practice building full, natural sentences on the spot, which is exactly what real conversation demands. The whole world becomes your speaking practice, and it is always available and always free. So, whenever you have a spare moment, waiting for a bus, sitting in a cafe, walking down a street, play the describing game. Quietly name and describe the things around you in English. When you hit a word you do not know, make a note and look it up. You are turning every dull, in-between moment of your day into a tiny, useful speaking lesson, with no partner and no effort at all. So, let's gather it together. You do not need a partner to practice speaking. Talk to yourself out loud. Narrate your life as it happens. Shadow a speaker you admire. Record yourself and listen back. Think in English inside your head. Read aloud to train your mouth. And describe the world around you. The dream of the perfect speaking partner has kept too many learners silent for too long. But your own voice, your own room, and a few minutes a day are all you ever truly needed. Speaking is a muscle, and you can train it alone, today and every day. Do that, and one day, when a real conversation finally comes, you will be amazed to find the words are already there, waiting in your mouth, ready. If this helped you, hit subscribe and like. It really helps the channel. Take care of yourself this week.